cereal aisle. Lunch meat. Walmart, Henderson, Nevada. I think this is where they keep the toilet paper, but there's none. People have lost their minds. Baby wipe section. Who needs baby wipes anyway? Should sell it for 50 bucks. I found one. Sanitizer. Oh. Hey, carrots. My mistake. This isn't the hand sanitizer. This is the tampon section. So if you need tampons, better learn to roll your own. Hello friends and subscribers, this is Prepper Princess. So today I had to make a trip to Walmart in Henderson, Nevada to return my AT&T modem from back when I was living in California. When I was at the checkout with the FedEx lady, it's not really a checkout, when I was there with the FedEx lady, she said her password wasn't working, it's gonna take me a while to contact my manager, can you shop around and come back? And I was like, sure. So I went shopping around, and for starters, the place was completely packed. Like, I know Walmart's a really busy place, but it was packed beyond packed. And yes, given it is a Saturday, and I always try to avoid Walmart on Saturdays, but it was completely packed. So I was like, hey, let's see what all the fuss is about. Let's see what they have. So I took some notes over here. I went to the meat department. They had almost no meat. The only meat they had was the super expensive stuff. Totally out of diapers, tampons, toilet paper. I couldn't even find where the hand sanitizer was supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to be next to lotion and shampoo. I could not find any hand sanitizer anywhere, so I'm assuming that they're completely out of that. The bread was almost completely gone. The only thing they had was a few tortillas, and the cereal was half gone. However, for instance, if you're a prepper and you read ingredients and things like that, you realize what things are made of. So there was plenty of bread flour, but no bread. There was plenty of sugar. Bread is pretty much just bread flour, sugar, and water, and yeast, and a couple other things. But they were not out of the ingredients. The rice was gone, the beans were gone. And if you want to make your own hand sanitizer, just so you know, it's 2/3 cups of isopropyl alcohol and 1/3 cup of aloe vera gel, sorry. So I didn't look to see if those things were there because I was squeezing through people and everything else. Now, a while back, I made a video when I was still living in California on the coronavirus, and no, I do not fear the coronavirus, but I am fearing the implications that it's having on our economy. So as you know, the stock market is doing horribly. One of the beneficial situations I'm in is that I sold my house at the top of the market. It looks like it may be taking a crash, and I still have all that cash on hand. I did not invest it yet because the check still hasn't even cleared. They have to wait a long time at the bank to verify that the funds are there. So it's not even available for another week and a half. But it happened at the perfect time. This little dip or possible upcoming deep recession, maybe even a depression, has happened at the perfect time because I did not invest my money at the top. So for those of you now, the implications of the coronavirus are, I really, really hope that I'm wrong. I really hope that I am wrong. Like, you have no idea. But okay, so as of right now, we have a $12 trillion credit issue, and a friend of mine sent me an email, and he was absolutely right. He had the same thoughts that I did, is that there's just not enough money to prop this up anymore. And it may get to the point where, you know, people live paycheck to paycheck, and if you try to make a credit card transaction, the banks can deny the charges. It's in all of our contracts, but it may come to the point where they may freeze credit and you will not be able to use your credit card. There could be a cash run on the banks. A lot of banks might be closing because of the coronavirus scare, but they'll likely keep ATMs open and keep them stacked with as much cash as they can. But as you understand from panic buying, everybody's out of toilet paper. Panic runs to the bank. The ATMs may not have any cash in them. So at this point, I recommend, again, he wrote me an email and I agree with him, is that if you have any outstanding credit card balances and you have the ability to pay them off immediately right now. Doesn't matter if the billing period is up yet or not. Pay it off now if you have the cash to do so. Fill up your gas tank in your car. If you have any gas cans in your garage or storage shed or whatever, fill them. If the coronavirus the scare, I should say, gets so bad and the hysteria and panic gets so bad, it's possible that there may be grid shutdowns. People are not going to be going into work and they won't be able to collaborate with each other if there's a problem with the grid, and the grid could go down at any time. And let me see. Yeah, I think that's all that I wrote down. My grandmother lives in a semi-assisted living facility, and now at this point, no one is able to visit her. One of the issues that we have with America today is the loneliness of the elderly, and that's not taken into account in a lot of families. So our elderly loved ones are going to be lonely. If they have access to FaceTime them. If they don't, then make sure that you give them a call every day. Another thing is that a lot of elderly, 1 out of 6 elderly people are below the poverty line. They're not going to have a lot of food. The food banks may be shutting up because of the issue that we're having with manufacturing. So if you have spare food, you know of somebody who's elderly and on a low income, please bring them some extra food. I'm not talking about cooked food. Bring them rice, beans, whatever you can, and make sure that they're okay. Check on them. I have a disabled neighbor across the street that I've been checking on constantly. And, you know, I don't want to add to the mass hysteria that's going on with this coronavirus, because I think that it's been blown way out of proportion. And I think that people are just sheeple and they're following the herds. They're doing what they're told. They're making it into a much bigger deal than it needs to be. And that has caused the stock market to, the next few months, if it's not cleared up by August or September, and the stock market is still in a decline, then we are headed for a major depression. It's going to go into recession, and then if the frenzy is not over by August, September, we're going to go into a huge depression, and this is an election year. I mean, I don't want to speculate. It is possible that this is all a cover-up because of the upcoming election, or this was just the tip of the iceberg that broke the camel's back, whatever saying you want to say. We all knew that a recession was coming, or a retraction, a correction in the stock market, and we just needed that one little thing to slide us off the edge, and it looks like this might be the thing that is sliding us off the edge. Historically speaking, recessions are a normal part of the stock market, and they say that the stock market and the economy are not connected, but that's not true. So times are about to get pretty darn scary. If you have any cash on hand right now, I would first of all, I would recommend keeping cash on hand. At least a minimum of $100 in 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s and small change. Make sure that you have some money on hand in case of an emergency, and I'm talking about cold, hard cash. I'm not talking about gold. I'm not talking about silver. I'm not talking about a credit card. I'm talking about greenbacks. Just money, paper money. Have it on hand. Keep it in a safe place, but make sure that you have it in case of an emergency. And, you know, top off your gas tanks. Make sure your bills are all paid, up to date. This recession may very well cause a lot of economic turmoil, lots of layoffs, lots of job loss. We're already looking at people in restaurants are only having their service is down at 90%. They're getting 1/10 of the amount of customers that they're usually getting because of the hysteria of the coronavirus. People are not going out. Movie theaters, concerts, casinos, hotels, cruises, airlines, and all of those airlines, cruises, they keep people staffed. They have people on staff all the time. They need to buy fuel to fuel their engines. And the gas is, you know, they're not purchasing gas. They're not purchasing the food that they would usually purchase to keep these places stocked. So the supermarkets hurt, the mom and pop shops, the caterers. It's all connected, and it's looking very scary. I do not want to add any fear on top of the already panic and hysteria that is going on in the country. I think that we all need to keep level heads. If you were prepped for this, then you were prepped for this. If not, you can only do what you can. If you are concerned about toilet paper and you're low on toilet paper and everybody's out, get a bidet. If you have to, there's a travel bidet on Amazon you can get for $10. It's nothing fancy, but it'll keep your butt clean, okay? So if that's one of your concerns, I guess I'll leave the link in the description if you're looking to get a bidet. There's also $50 bidets that are, you know, remote and have hot water and everything. So they use them in other countries. We might have to start using them in our country. So again, I did not want to add to the hysteria, and usually I put out a video every 5 days, and as you know, I've been redoing the house that I just moved into, so my videos are primarily focused right now on remodeling the house. So I wanted to make this special video because I had a bit of a strange, surreal experience when I went shopping today, when I just went walking around and looking around. So don't panic, but get everything paid down and fill up your gas tank. Keep $100 on hand at the minimum. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.